You're listening to the all-new CultureCast, Chicagoland's finest podcast. Welcome, everyone, to the all-new CultureCast. I'm your host, Nick, and with me is...
The Gorehound.
Hey, Gorehound, how's life?
Oh, life is wonderful.
Tonight, we have tonight is supposed to be our 21st episode, but for those of you who actually follow the CultureCast blog...
From the very beginning.
Which started in 2011, technically speaking, had we not shut down and restarted the podcast, tonight would have been our 100th episode. In some ways, I wanted to acknowledge that. I talked to our good friend Zach, who was one of the original hosts, and to see if he wanted to do a message. He did not, which is fine. But to honor the occasion, the Gorehound graciously agreed to do an episode commentary, which is something we typically don't do, but an episode commentary on another continuation show, the first episode of Fuller House, which is the sequel series to the very popular 90s sitcom Full House. Gorehound, did you watch Full House when you were growing up?
No. This was so far disconnected from what I watched, and I tried watching the original, and it is not up my alley.
It's a very specific type of show.
Yeah.
Very wholesome family values and everything else, but oddly enough, even after it left the air in '95, I think, '94, somewhere around there. It maintained a massive popularity with middle school aged children. Specifically, mostly, I've noticed there's more of a female demographic with it. Mm-hmm. But it just maintained its popularity, and it's so perplexing that it did, but definitely made an impact on pop culture.
Yeah, because it's just it appears to be such a well-rounded TV show where it's just appealing to everybody, and it's cheesy enough to really get these messages across, but still silly enough and unrealistic enough to still be a TV show.
Right. I remember when I was in elementary school / middle school during this show's heyday, and I remember Michelle, played by Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. She was everywhere. Just, you could not escape her. She was like a cultural icon, even though she was essentially a toddler at the time. And they did not hold back on what they were going to do with this character. I remember there was a promo that parodied Terminator 2 with Michelle as the Terminator.
What?
Yeah, it was so weird. It was so weird. But the show is, it's maintained popularity, and so much so that 20 years later, they decided to make this sequel series, which can now be seen on Netflix, streaming now. So,
did you watch it as a little boy?
I did I never watched it consistently, but I remember when I was in elementary school, and I think I weaned off of it during middle school. It was the show you watched. I mean, it was just the show you watched. And
I think Seinfeld was that show for me. My parents raised me on Seinfeld from the very beginning.
Good parents. That's good parenting. Seinfeld was a show I evolved into as I got a little older during middle school and high school. But yeah, it was just a show that you watched, and everyone did.
You enjoyed it a lot as growing up.
No, I didn't. I mean, it was I recognized this is a cheesy show. I watched it because it was popular. Yeah. Honestly, at the end of the day, that's kind of what it was. But it was so infectious that you couldn't not watch it. If it was on, you just were sort of somehow glued to it. It was really, really weird. But
yeah, I find that because I try to do a little bit of research watching the originals, and you could just watch quite a few and just chill out with them.
I mean, the show is inoffensive. It doesn't try to push boundaries. It's very safe, but as you're saying, it's cheesy enough where it works.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's Full House. We're talking tonight about Fuller House.
Yeah.
And so here's how it's going to work, folks. For those of you who are regular listeners to the all-new CultureCast, we typically don't do an episode commentary, but the instructions for you on this one is, in a few moments, we're going to have you pause this track, load up your Netflix, get ready, load up the first episode titled Our Very First Show Again, and play it. And after the Netflix logo fades out, you're going to...
It just fades out.
Yes. You're going to restart this track, and then we should be synced up for the rest of the episode.
Yeah.
So, does that sound good, Gorehound?
Yeah, this is going to be a completely raw and unedited commentary.
Yes, yes. I have notes here, things I want to talk about. I'm sure there's things you want to talk about, and we'll...
Yeah, and then once the episode ends, we'll do a little wrap-up.
Yeah.
To get all of our remaining thoughts out. I'm really excited to do this because I love audio commentary. They're just something that I just really get a lot out of.
Well, let's get this party started. I'm going to do a countdown here, and then we'll get rolling here. So, for those of you at home, 3, 2, 1, pause. All right, and we're in, everyone. As we start out here, obviously, ironically enough, we see the intro to the original show, which was a close-up of Mary Kay and Ashley Olsen, who do not appear in the new show.
Yeah.
Due to
the Graveyard Queen was like, hands down, she's like, this is the same one. I was like, no, because right here. So, but yeah, we're opening up to the same. It looks like the same set. I know. I don't think it's not.
They probably used the same plans, but they updated it. I mean, it's been I don't know 20 years since the last show, so obviously those sets aren't still standing. They had to redo it.
Mm-hmm.
John Stamos looks amazing. Can I just say that for a guy who's like, I think he's in his 50s. He looks fantastic.
Yeah, I have to admit, I think the John Stamos and Bob Saget are the best looking people on the show right now.
You know, Bob Saget has aged well. He's gained some weight, but I mean, who wouldn't? But
but yeah, I have to admit, John Stamos still looks awesome.
And then Dave Coulier, who was never funny on the show with his impressions, and he continues to not be funny. But
you don't think so?
I don't know. It weared thin, I guess. But that's just me.
He's actually my favorite character.
Really?
Yeah, he's just fantastic.
I don't know. I guess I find it hard to believe that now in this version of the show, he's a headlining comedian in Vegas. But
right.
What do I know? Lori Loughlin also looks amazing after however old she is. Both her and Stamos have aged very, very well in this show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love how the audience is like wooing and woeing every time each character makes an appearance.
Yeah, I don't think that there's an audience.
I
just don't think it's feasible in a show like this right now.
I don't know. I bet you'd get enough people to come and do it. I don't know. I'd have to research that. I'm assuming it was a live studio audience, but
yeah.
It's amazing. Candace Cameron Blue? I don't know. Who plays DJ? It's weird because I haven't seen her in anything since the end of the last series, and obviously it's the same actress. She's 20 years older, but it's weird seeing her older because I'm so used to her as like a little kid.
Yeah.
And it just kind of throws me off. I don't know.
Yeah. Have you watched ahead of this episode?
Have I watched this episode already?
No, ahead, like the next few episodes?
No, I've just watched the first one.
Okay.
So I have nothing to... I only have the first one to judge it on.
Okay.
I love the General Hospital reference because John Stamos got his start on General Hospital.
Yeah.
He just said they have all the best actors on there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like her British accent.
Oh no! I'm glad it was dropped very quickly.
Yes.
Spoiler alert: 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know, right? I was worried that they were like, are they going to stick with that? Are they going to commit to
Yeah,
that? Please don't. It's not good and it's just annoying.
right. Oh, I love this one.
Oh,
This one.
the slam against Mary Kay and Ashley.
Yeah, was very good, and they held it the perfect amount of time.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious what they think if they've like watched the show or what.
I don't know why they wouldn't do it when they have this many people coming back.
I've heard a couple of different stories. Like some was that they didn't pay enough. Another was that they were just nervous to go back into acting because they haven't really done it in forever.
Yeah,
But I don't know.
yeah,
You know, I got to give the show props to bringing back the original actors who played like the infants of John Stamos because they were like little kids when the show ended. And from what I read, those are the same two actors.
huh. I didn't recognize them once they came on, but Lisa said that she knew them.
I mean, they're not very good actors, but I appreciate them bringing them back just
Yeah,
for
yeah,
nostalgic sake.
yeah. I would have really liked to see Elizabeth Olsen in this role.
Oh, Scarlet Witch?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think she's awesome. And I mean, she is an Olsen twin, so she would have fit right in. I think.
That would have been, I don't know, that would have been weird. I could see them pulling it off, but I don't know. She might be too big of an actress to do a Netflix series like this.
Yeah.
And then there's Kimmy Gimmer, who looks exactly the same as she did.
Yeah, yeah, she does, and just as annoying.
Yeah. You know, I did notice when I was talking with my fiance when we were watching this together that this show, this version of it, is a little more, I wouldn't say dirtier, but they have a couple of gags in there that kind of push the envelope, much more than I remembered in the original series.
Yeah.
Like the acid flashback joke, and I think they have a
Hmm.
joke about sex later on. So
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. It is a little bit more adult. But I found because I've watched a few episodes ahead, and it kind of just like jumps in to the,
the more
family.
wholesome stuff.
Right. Yeah, I was a little disappointed that it's pretty much like the girls' show after this episode, where John Stamos, Bob Saget, and
Dave Coulier.
yeah, are pretty much just on a cameo basis for the next two episodes at least.
You know that
Right?
wow.
Yeah,
Topical.
keeping it modern.
Yeah. The Donald Trump reference. I wonder if that'll get dated depending on how well Trump does in the election, but oh well. Yeah, going back to what you were saying, how the show kind of becomes more the girls.
Right.
I mean, I could see that, I guess. I mean, I will say my favorite parts of this episode are with the adults, less so with the kids, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I could see why they did it.
Yeah, Joey made this episode fantastic for me. But I never really watched it before, so I don't know. I recognize all the faces, and Joey and Bob Saget were the ones I wanted to see most.
I always found it hilarious that Bob Saget did a show like this when his stand-up is so dirty and
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the shows that he's just like this dirty old man,
Yeah.
and
So now we go to the new intro, which is, I think, sung by your favorite Carly Rae Jepsen.
you bet. I thought that she was actually in the the show, but it looks like she isn't.
So now we're seeing the evolution, how these characters have changed over the years.
And for those of you listening, our cover image will be completely legit because the Gorehound and Graveyard Queen actually did visit the Full House when we were on vacation in 2015. So the house is still standing over in what is it, Los Angeles or San Francisco?
San Francisco, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, not that exciting for some guy who's never watched the show before, but the girl liked it, so
That'd be exciting to see, even though I was not a hardcore fan of the show. Just to be like, hey, that's the location, just be kind of cool, just to see it,
yeah.
And
This outfit,
wow,
is the most distracting thing about this episode.
I know, right?
Very weird because I don't know. I just don't find her that attractive. She was really annoying. I just don't have anything going for her right now. But I don't know. I tend to gravitate towards better looking actors or actresses.
Yeah, it is. She's about ready to pop out of that dress.
Yeah, dude, the entire time.
Yeah, it is distracting, but I mean, I guess it fits because she's supposed to be some like music star DJ, so she's living that sort of lifestyle. But yeah, especially since the last time we saw these characters, she was what, like 13, 14 at the time. So it's
9 years old or something.
Yeah, so it's a little weird, a little disturbing there. But
right. It does show that they are young adults,
yeah.
doing whatever they want to do and being responsible.
Yeah, I mean, if they didn't do that, it wouldn't feel, that they moved on. And 20 years is a long period of time, and clearly they have moved on. DJ has 3 kids of her own, and so does Gibbler. Well, she has, I think, a kid, but
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel some of the dialogue here is a little just we're killing time. As they're trying to settle in what's going on, which I guess needs to be done, but
yeah. But I felt like that they did a lot of these conversations in the original.
Yeah,
or the ones that I did, where they were just like sitting on the bed, just like talking and chilling.
Mm-hmm. Which I guess it kind of makes the show feel dated in that way. Like it's like instead of being a '90s, a 2010 show, it's more '90s feeling, but. I don't know. Does the show? Because I haven't watched beyond the first episode. Has the show sort of like evolved, or is it pretty much stuck in the same mold?
I feel like it's. I don't know. I could see it being an ABC Family show.
Okay.
I know she watches that a lot.
Your wife?
Yeah.
Graveyard Queen.
Yeah, dude. These 3 guys just stole this episode.
Yeah, I will say I was more interested in what they were up to than the kids.
Mm-hmm. I like those glasses. And those sideburns.
Oh, yeah, I love this part because he brings in Mr. Woodchuck, who just happens to be there. And it completely horrifies the kid. Look at that face. He's terrified. I wonder if they had to remake that, or if they just had that prop in storage somewhere.
I don't know. I'm wondering if they... I don't think that they would have had the same set. I would think that they would have had to rebuild it.
Oh, yeah. The set, definitely. Yeah.
And I don't know if they would have kept everything. Because I'm thinking at the end of the whatever season that they left off on, I don't think that they would have imagined that they would have been bringing this back.
Right. The only thing I could think of is if Dave Coulier actually kept the prop. Like, I'm taking this as a souvenir.
I could see him doing that.
Because that was like one of his signature props.
Yeah.
So. Oh, my fiance would like that. She loves fish tacos.
She does.
Oh my god. I have to say, one thing I didn't like about this episode are the new kids.
Yeah.
They are so annoying.
Well, this kid, he does good.
I mean,
I
okay.
think he does. But maybe I'm just getting spoiled with ABC Family shows so much now.
Um, it I don't know. He's so over the top, like especially when the dog pops up later on. But
Yeah.
so this is Kimmy's, I guess, ex-husband or separated husband. Shush.
Soon to be divorced. Which, it's never going to happen because he seems like a very entertaining character.
Yeah, he's so over the
Over
top.
the
You
top.
know they're going to bring him back. I mean, Kimmy's weird and he's weird, so
Yeah.
they're going to bring him back.
And then you bring Ramona into it, and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you got a soap opera team right there.
Yeah. Does the show go in? I wonder if the show, how much it will go into like what's been going on in the past 20 years of their lives. Like obviously, she got married and DJ got married and lost her husband and everything. But hey, shush! For those of you listening, my dog is down here watching this, and when I stop petting him, he starts barking. So I apologize for the occasional bark that happens. But yeah, there you go.
But yeah, I did like that. They're kind of giving like a little bit of tidbits and facts about what has happened within the past 20 years without going through like a complete review.
So does Ramona not? Are they implying that she hasn't like met anyone in the Tanner family before, even though Kimmy is like there constantly?
Yeah, that is true.
What was that?
Some animal sound outside.
Okay.
But yeah, that all right. That dance scene was actually pretty good.
We got animal sounds all over in this episode commentary. No, the dance scene was good, but there's this dance scene, and then there's one in a few moments that it just stops the episode dead.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, this whole sequence feels really drawn out for me. But I mean, I don't know. It looks like they're all having fun. It's a big reunion for everyone, so
Right. Yeah, that's the only thing I got really out of this episode is it's reunion.
yeah.
And they're introducing these characters. And then after this, I presume that they're just going to get back into the story.
Yeah.
Throw a few curveballs and whatnot.
You know, so we just met DJ's ex-boyfriend who was in the original show a lot. And I don't know about you, but throughout this whole episode he's like hitting on DJ. I just find that to be really creepy because she just lost her husband.
Well, I don't think it was just.
How long do you think? I'm trying to figure out. Trying to figure out how long it was since the husband died.
I think it's long enough where she's moved on. Where I presume that. Well, actually, I don't know because I don't know how their relationship was in the previous seasons. But I figure it's going to be just to be a reoccurring theme.
Okay. I don't know. Still, it seemed weird because clearly they've been in contact the entire time, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So, do you think they're trying to set up their kids to be like romantic partners or something? Like you saw they tried to. Like there was that little glance that Kimmy and DJ had with one another.
No, but they're going to become best of friends. I can see that.
Yeah.
Gosh, I wish I could dress as good as Bob Saget does. Honestly.
Yeah. So I guess through the backstory, her husband was a firefighter, and I guess he died in a fire.
And
which
heroically.
Yeah. Of course, they can't have him do something bad. That's a tiny couch. Wow. for like a house that like had, I don't know,
Yeah, that many people
that many
living in
people,
it.
just like a tiny couch. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Did you remember this song?
No, I did not. But
No.
it sounds like something the show would do.
Right, right.
Oh, the woodchuck guy's in the background there.
Yeah.
So I wonder because I don't know for sure. I'm not. I'm too lazy to um, bring it up. Is that or to look it up? Is if those are the original actors who played like because Jesse had a band called the Rippers,
Hmm.
and if those are the original actors who played as band members back in the original show, I don't know, but
Yeah.
I'd be curious to see if they actually brought them back. That'd be an interesting.
Yeah, to get that many people from a single TV show to come back
It is
is
pretty.
really quite a feat.
Yeah, the fact that well, I guess it really helps that none of them except John Stamos is like doing anything.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
but now she's a new addition. Uh, uh,
Yeah.
Danny's wife. She wasn't in the original show, so
Yeah, but she
Bob
doesn't really have
Saget's
that much of a role. I mean,
no.
she's a good character, but it doesn't really play much.
She just kind of appears in this one scene. I think. I don't think she comes back in the rest of the episode, does she?
No, but I mean, and Bob Saget doesn't really have a reoccurring role
I wonder
throughout the
why
next
they.
few episodes.
I wonder why they just introduced her to begin with if they weren't going to do anything with it.
Yeah.
Needs more cowbell.
Yeah, she's so great.
You know, I hate to sound uh, stereotypical or anything, or just commenting on like a 13-year-old or however old she is looks, but Kimmy's daughter has quite the beak on her.
Yeah. Yeah, she
Although,
does.
honestly, I could kind of, it's probably coincidental, but she kind of bears a resemblance to the actress who plays Kimmy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's in the chin or the cheeks or something, but they did a good casting job in terms of matching up looks there.
Yeah.
Yeah, these kids need some help with their acting.
Yeah.
I,
But
I,
I
I
mean, they're just ABC Family kids, pretty much.
yeah, I know. I just feel like kid actors were better. Maybe I just was too young to know any difference, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Like this scene, I recently watched about 5 minutes of the Boy Meets World continuation, Girl Meets World, just because it was
Hmm.
on TV, and I'm like, this is terrible. The acting was so bad in it, and not that the original Boy Meets World was a great show or anything like that, or had the greatest acting, but at least there's something more natural about it. But
Yeah.
yeah, but this does fit in with that ABC Family / Disney Channel type of kid acting there. But
Yeah.
I guess I shouldn't be too hard on it.
Have you watched the new Ben Savage show?
The Girl Meets World, or the Fred Savage one where he's like the
Yeah.
lawyer.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple episodes. I like it. What do you have you seen it?
It was Fred Savage, wasn't it?
Yeah, with Rob Lowe, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's very good. I like him much better as an adult. But off topic.
Yeah. See, again, he hits on her, and I don't know. It just seems it doesn't settle well with me. But that's just
Hmm.
me. Because like clearly he still has the hots for her, and for the past 20 years, even though she's been married this entire time, has kids, and he's still trying, which I don't know if it's sad or creepy, but either way, it doesn't settle well with me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's this type of show. I shouldn't really look too deep into it.
I had a difficult time remembering whose kids were whose. Um, yeah, I think it was just because I never watched it, so I wasn't really didn't really know the relationships of anybody. I still don't.
Well, they're all related except Kimmy, the one in the center there.
All right,
She was like the annoying next door neighbor.
all right.
But yeah, I gotta say Stephanie, the middle daughter, she like shot up. She's like really really tall.
Yeah.
I don't remember being
Stephanie,
the music star, who I'm guessing
okay.
is taking like the Uncle Jesse type role in this version of events because she's kind of like I can't be tied down. I got to do my music, and that's kind of
Yeah.
what Jesse was. But he evolved on the show because he got married, had kids, and everything. But
Yeah. And DJ and Rockstar are pretty much the same thing when it comes to
yeah,
movies.
yeah, yeah. And like Kimmy's kind of like the Dave Coulee, the Joey, because she's like the weird one, and Joey's always like the weird one, and then I guess
Hmm.
DJ is like her dad, who has she was the one who had the husband who died and had the kids that needs help and everything. So this is basically the exact same show, just with new people in it.
Hmm.
Now, do future episodes do they focus more on the kids?
Yeah.
I mean, like the young kids.
Yeah, like Ramona.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Them and the girls.
yeah. Because like the younger kids don't have much to do in this other than hey, here are the kids.
Well, in like the next episode, like she switches their rooms,
Mm.
and kids hate it when that happens.
Oh yeah. So I guess like the Olsen twins, the baby that's in the show is played by twins.
Right, right. I noticed that. I was like,
Hey, it's a formula that works.
yeah, yeah.
Maybe this kid will grow up to become a fashion design empire, and
A male fashion.
yeah,
Yeah. I'd like to see that kick off.
it's like Shark Week. They need to work on their natural hand gestures. But
Yeah.
okay, so why would he come there with the dog for it to give birth?
Yeah,
Wouldn't he just go to a vet?
it's well, no, apparently she's a veterinarian.
Oh, is she?
Um,
Okay, I must have missed that.
yeah.
That makes more sense. I take back my snarky comment.
Yeah, but still, if she's a single woman with a whole bunch of like other responsibilities, you're not gonna bring your dog over there so that she can operate it in her backyard.
I don't know. Maybe he wanted to still hit on her, and he found like this is a way I can talk to her again.
Yeah.
So I guess in the timeline of the show, this dog is like the grandchild of the dog they had in the original series
Yeah.
because they called it Comet Junior Junior.
Yeah, way to keep it up.
Yeah, keeps things easy. And I guess they keep the dog. Spoilers, sorry.
You're right.
I'm assuming you're listening to this because you've already seen it. Um, so they call it Comet Junior Junior Junior.
Mm.
Oh, just call it Comet.
Yeah. And I like that they told me like all these like little quirks that each of the characters had.
Hmm.
I didn't know that he loved cleaning, but now I do.
Yeah, that's the one thing I always remember from the original series is that he was a clean freak.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think that's a real dog that Stephanie has in her hand in the blanket
No.
there.
No, because if they had a real cuddly dog puppy,
It would be
they would
like,
have shown the shit out of it.
yeah. I can't blame John Stamos. I would stop for chicken randomly left on the table there.
I love this.
God, that's so gaudy. And he wore shirts like that in the original series.
Yeah, I imagine that he actually had it.
Oh,
Oh, and
catchphrase.
I started doing that because I've never seen it before.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I remember that was everywhere when I was younger.
Yeah, he did it too quick, so I had to have the graveyard queen point it out for me. And now she hates it because I do it all the time.
Cut it out. Now, see, there would be costumes for Comic-Con, the Full House gang.
Yeah,
No one would get it, but
yeah. I was watching some Jurassic Park while I was working out, and I thought that we could have done all the characters in there.
like all the dinosaurs, that'd be great.
I just wanted to dress up as the chaotician, Dr.
Oh,
Ian Malcolm.
well, yeah, it's Jeff Goldblum.
Oh my god, dude.
All right, so now we're getting to the dramatic part of the episode. We realize that DJ is freaking out because she has 3 kids and can't handle it all by
Yeah.
herself.
It's very predictable,
Oh, yeah.
but that's how apparently these shows are.
And, it's a legitimate concern. I mean, I've never been a single mother, but balancing 3 kids on, I'm sure she doesn't get paid very well, but being a vet, but, that stuff's tough.
Yeah, but it was a very good turning point. I
Yeah.
got a little emotional because that's what happens.
And this is what the show did the best in its original format. Just like it was very mushy. It tugged at the heartstrings, and you know, it did what needed to be done.
Yeah.
Thinking about the Olsen twins and how they're not a part of this series, I don't know how they could be a part of the series, because if you look at the premise, it's the 3 girls living in the house and all the
Well, they have
adults.
so many characters.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. You have Stephanie and Kimmy agreeing to live in the house. So like, would the Olsen twins like be sitting there and be like, "All right, well, you guys got this covered. We're out of here." I mean, that would not paint them in a very good light. And I don't. Yeah. I
No,
don't
I
know.
think that they could have put them in there just as, I don't know, working at like the Starbucks or something.
But like,
Um,
would they be living in the house too with like all the other
well,
like?
no, I mean, because you have Bob Saget, the guys, kind of just doing cameo stuff, not living in the house.
So
Um,
they would just be a cameo as well.
right.
Okay.
Living down the street or something with their like new boyfriends or whatever. Um, who would be like identical twins. Awesome. Right?
Oh, oh man! Now see, this is a show I want to see.
Yeah. Or maybe have Elizabeth Olsen play both of them. Well, no, because there was only one.
There's only one, yeah. So, um,
No, but
they
the
rotated
boyfriend,
scenes.
the boyfriend would be a twin, and they would rotate him in and out. Oh my gosh.
It writes itself.
I don't know why they didn't put it in.
Jeff Franklin, call us. We got an idea for you. He must be making good money if he could still afford the house and a place in Los Angeles.
Yeah, dude.
Of course, he's had it for probably 30 plus years, so I'm sure the
Yeah.
mortgage is paid off.
Oh yeah, and I think I don't know if we missed it, but he's like, you wouldn't believe how much this house costs right now.
Oh, yeah, because he was trying to sell it.
Right, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I know.
That's a weird spot for a fireplace, because it's right behind, like, all the kitchen appliances.
Oh right.
Unless it's, like, a fake fireplace.
I don't know why they didn't show the puppy. Because I mean, anytime you could show a puppy in a TV show, like why not? You're not a fan of the kid.
No. And this is something else I wasn't a fan of.
No? Oh man, I loved seeing that old style.
I mean, I don't think they need it. They could just have done it. I don't think we needed the sledgehammer over the head saying, like, remember this from the first episode of 30 years ago?
No, because I had no idea what they would have been doing. Well, I would have understood that they're doing something that they did in the past, but I see exactly why they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, that shirt and that mullet, it's just fantastic.
So they still got the Olsen twins in here, just
Yeah.
through. I kind of wonder because they had the clip from like the original opening, and they had the clip there. I wonder if it was the same twin or if it was actually the 2 different ones.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious. I love how she said she wants to babysit, even though they're going to be living in L.A. and the girls are living in San Francisco. That's like a 4 or 5 hour drive.
Yeah.
I wouldn't make a 4 or 5 hour drive just to babysit.
Yeah. Just
But
on
maybe
the
that
whim.
makes me an awful person. But
Yeah.
did he just give a gang sign?
He did. Because he's Bob Saget.
Yeah. So note to self, parenting, just sing the Flintstones theme.
I didn't need this second time around.
They needed some way to end the episode. I'm guessing these are all relatives of the respective stars. But
Yeah.
so that concludes our very first show again.
Yeah, very first audio commentary. I like it.
Yes. So what was your opinion on watching this the first time through of this show here? Like, did you like it? Did you dislike it?
I really liked it. The Graveyard Queen watches a lot of these kind of sitcom shows, Parks and Rec and The Office, and I think there's a few on ABC Family, and I find them to be kind of I don't like them very much. But this one, I felt like it had a little bit of more authenticity to it, which I liked. And the actors. I felt like I had some sort of connection with them, where they weren't like just all of a sudden like getting popular. These people they were doing great back then. They're doing pretty good right now. They're not like living it up going into every single movie. They're good at what they do.
So they're not like you're saying that they're not like super mainstream, big in your face. So it's good seeing them just
right.
doing
Yeah, like
something
Steve
like this.
Carell is did The Office, and now he's in a whole bunch of other movies, and and I don't really. I mean, it's great for him. I just don't think that's a necessity or like a measure of success.
Gotcha.
I think the fact that they, just maintained their status and came back to this 20 years later, and if they keep on going for a few more seasons after that, that is awesome.
Yeah, I know they're renewed for a second year, so good on them.
Yeah.
Are you going to continue watching the rest of the season?
Yeah, because there's nothing wrong with it, and I don't find it annoying, and really I want to see more of Joey. So this has kind of gotten me, think outside the box because I would have never watched this on my own. But now I kind of want to follow these characters. I kind of want to watch more Bob Saget. So. How about yourself? Are you going to finish it off? Well, why wouldn't you?
Well, let me back up here. My reaction to Fuller House was I enjoyed it more than I was expecting to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, after reading some of the reviews, I was thinking, "Oh, I'm in this. This is going to be so awful." But it was kind of charming in its own way, so it kind of worked in that regard. But I'm intrigued to see at least the next episode to see what they go from here, because this first episode is all about setup. But I don't know if I have it in me to really commit to watching the rest of the episodes. Of course, that being said, who knows? Maybe I will. I mean, they're what, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, so it doesn't take much to watch them, and you just throw it on in the background, and it's not TV that's very demanding of your attention. Like it's very straight and to the point, and it works in that regard. So more power to them. And it's kind of neat that the show is already been renewed. I'm happy for the fans. I'm really happy for the fans because they wanted this, they got it, and it seems to be delivering. I'm seeing on Netflix here it's gotten 5 out of 5 stars so far.
Isn't that just your rating or the recommendation that they would give to you?
I thought it was the user rating, like, because I didn't rate it. Like, it's the one I thought it was the average.
It's the red rating.
Yeah,
red stars.
Yeah, the red stars.
Yeah, that is how much they think you would like it.
Really? Oh, okay. I thought it was the ones. I thought it was like what it was previously listed as. So.
No, because I didn't realize that until I realized that like all the horror movies are like 5 out of 5.
And you're like, wait a second.
People don't like these, and so I started looking into it, and
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, because it's saying Blade Runner 5 out of 5.
Is Blade
Actually,
Runner
I
on
think
Netflix?
it is. Actually, I think it's like a 4.9 out of 5.
So it's
So
inaccurate.
yeah,
So I don't know if I'll continue watching. I am intrigued to watch. I was charmed enough by it to watch the next episode. So
yeah. What did the girl think of it?
I think she liked it. Kind of like me, she's curious enough to watch the next episode. I don't know if we're going to necessarily like it enough to commit to the whole season, but just out of curiosity more than anything else. So,
Mm-hmm.
congratulations, Netflix! You got a certifiable hit on your hands.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe next season they'll bring in the Olsen twins.
Oh no, bring in Elizabeth Olsen. That's
I
all
don't.
I want to see.
I don't see her doing that, but anything's possible. All right, I guess let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
Our 21st/100th episode.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Gorehound, for joining me tonight. It was a lot of fun. And for those of you who are listening, if you liked this audio commentary and you want us to do more of it, we're totally down for that. So send us an email, send us
Anything.
send us anything, and we'll be happy to look into that because audio commentaries, not only are they fun, but they're easier to edit because you really don't have to edit it.
Hey, and some people like them like a lot more and find them a lot easier to listen to.
Yeah, so I don't know. I might look into maybe doing more of this in the future, there, Gorehound.
Yeah,
So
very good.
if we do that, let's think about that. So,
Awesome.
all right. Well, thank you for joining me,
Yep.
and we'll catch you next week with a brand new episode, everyone.
Sounds good.
You've been listening to the all-new CultureCast, where every episode is all new. Check out our blog, Zach and Nick's CultureCast, at znculturecast.wordpress.com, and find us on social media. Send us an email at nick.culturecast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear your feedback, comments, and requests. Theme music by bensound.com. The all-new CultureCast, a saltwater production, copyright 2016. So,
We are in it.
tell me when you're ready to go.
Oh, I thought we pressed play.
Oh, no, I didn't press play. Let's do a
Okay.
countdown for us. I'm sorry.